You must be my 9 o'clock appointment. Please have a seat. Okay, now, what can I do for you today? Okay, you called last week. Let me just see if I can find you in the computer. Your name? Lisa. That's my wife's name. Okay. Lisa Johnson? Okay, you're here. So, what brings you in today? Okay. So you were mugged. Okay, I'm very sorry that happened to you. May I ask how long ago that was? About 3 months. Okay. Alright, so you've never been here before. Okay. So this is basically just a kind of a formal introduction. It's the first step of the process. And basically what's going to happen is I'm going to get some basic information from you, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about me and about this agency and what we do here. So we are the Alpha Protection Agency, and we have 21 agents, protection agents. We do a wide array of services that range from chauffeur services to securing your home with security systems and various other gadgets to keep you safe, all the way up to personal protection services where an agent will actually escort you to wherever you might be going, to and from work, the mall, a friend's house. Doesn't matter. So let me just go ahead and get some basic information from you, and we'll go from there. Okay, so just bear with me here for 1 second. Okay. Before we get started, would you like anything to drink? I'm probably going to have something, so it's really no problem. Okay. Well, in that case, I suppose we'll just get started. Okay, your name, please? Lisa Johnson. Date of birth? January 7th, 1981. Address? 891 Hilltop Terrace. Your zip code, please. 74457. And that's Bel Air. Okay. Phone number? 819-773-4430. Okay. Okay, and just a just a brief explanation of what brings you in here today, please. Okay. So you had a violent encounter. Were you injured in this encounter? You were. Could you please list a few of your injuries, just for the record? Well, these files are evaluated, and it's important to rate the cause by severity. In other words, someone will determine whether or not it was appropriate for us to take you on as a client, and one of the criteria evaluated is the reason for coming in and seeking our services. And so we try to document the original incident as well as possible. That way it makes it easy for the evaluator to complete their evaluation. And also by getting it directly from you during this interview, it's closer to your own words. You can be as brief as you want, as elaborate as you want. Okay, broken wrist, bruised ribs, cuts and scrapes, bald face. Okay, thank you for that. There's one other question that's rather personal in nature, but I have to ask. Was there a sexual assault that took place during this encounter? I know it's personal, and the reason I have to ask is because if that is the case, then I'm ethically obligated to refer you to a therapist, and we have several that we're associated with that I can refer you to, and we also have one on staff. So that's not the case. Okay, good. I'm glad. Okay. So, also, if you could give me just a general idea of what sort of services you were seeking. So you're looking for you want an agent to accompany you to and from work. How often do you work? 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. Monday through Friday. What are your work hours? 8 to 4:30. Okay, anything else? Secure the home. Surveillance system. Would you like a surveillance system? That's a type of, that's what you mean by secure the home. Okay. Okay. So, a little bit about us. We are the Alpha Protection Agency, and as I've said before, we have 21 agents on staff, and I mentioned an evaluation earlier, and the reason for the evaluation is that we have limited manpower, so we have to turn people away, unfortunately. And in a perfect world, we could have as many agents assigned to as many clients as possible, and they could be with them around the clock or working shifts and keep them protected. Unfortunately, that's not the case, so we have to pick and choose who we take. So, in other words, someone who lives and works in a bad neighborhood would probably get precedent over someone with a lot of money who just wants to have someone watch their daughter because they think something might happen. And also, the agents, other agents that we have here, like myself, have a very specific skill set. And I don't mean to quote Spider-Man, but with great power comes great responsibility. And what that means for us is that we have to be very responsible and selective regarding who we make that skill set available to. So we have to pick and choose who is appropriate for this service and who is not. Like I said, ideally, anyone who had the money to pay us would be able to use our services, but that's not the case. So we have to evaluate it on a case-by-case basis. I'm optimistic that your case will be approved because you've been attacked in the past. So, okay, I'm the agent that's been assigned to you. So, a little bit about me. All of the agents that work here at Alpha have a military background, whether United States or abroad. There are a couple agents here who have their training and experience with outside agencies outside the United States, like Mossad, which is Israeli intelligence. There's also, I think there's a gentleman here who came up through MI5. There's a couple people from the Central Intelligence Agency. So my own personal experience, when I was 18, I joined the Marine Corps, and I was deployed. I was actually part of the very first invasion of Iraq. And so I did my tour, and then I came home. And when I got home, I went for sniper training. And after that, I was deployed again, this time to Afghanistan. And I did a tour over there and then came back home, stateside. And then I entered into the Marine Corps Special Forces unit, which is called Marine Force Recon, and finished up my training there and was deployed again. It seems like every time I acquired a new skill set, I was deployed. So I went and did my time over in Afghanistan again. Then I came home. Shortly after I came home, I was up for re-enlistment, but I decided to take some time off and go to college instead. So I went to college, and after college, instead of going back to the Marine Corps, I joined the Navy, and I was accepted into the Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL Training, which is the Navy Special Forces unit, and went through training for the better part of a year. And then after that was over, I was deployed again, and I was deployed on and off for the next 2.5 to 3 years, going back and forth between Iraq and Afghanistan. And then, so then we came home, and we did training for the majority of my term. And then when I was up for re-enlistment, I decided to take a break from active duty military. And I re-enlisted, but I re-enlisted as reserve. and I'm still in the Navy Reserves right now. So when I got home, I decided to seek out some civilian work. And a friend of mine from the Marine Corps told me about personal protective services and how the market was wide open for that. And there was a huge demand for protection agents. So I applied with Alpha, and I got into the training, and I passed, and they brought me on, and I've been doing this for the past 2.5 years, and I love it. What are my qualifications? I am jump certified, which I haven't needed to use yet while working here. That's more of a military thing, but it's just something I like to tell people because it sounds cool. You know, I can jump from 30,000 feet, and some other more practical skills. I'm trained in weapons. Pretty much anything that shoots, I can take it apart, put it back together, clean it, and obviously operate with no problem. I'm trained in counterintelligence. So if somebody were, let's just say someone were gathering information on you, I can counteract that. I can secure buildings, and normal military training, like how to work in a team to enter a room, the sort of things that you would expect from a SWAT team. I've served with like an urban warfare unit, clearing buildings and things like that. I have a concealed weapons permit, obviously. So when I'm escorting you, I will be armed. I haven't needed to draw my weapon yet, but that's just something else to mine and obviously your advantage while on duty in your charge. Do you have any questions for me? Okay. So, like I said, this is really just like a formal introduction. How do you do? Get to know you type of interview. It's the first part in the process. The next part will be to send your file for evaluation by an evaluator, which is my supervisor, and he will be looking to see if you're appropriate to go on to the next stage, which will be to basically just kind of follow you around and get a feel for what the job will be like so that we can prepare adequately. There'll be an in-home consultation for you where we can basically just look around where you live and where you go, and figure out what we want to do next. So, short and sweet. If there isn't anything else, okay. So, we'll be in contact with you, and we'll set something up to. We'll let you know the results of the evaluation, and we'll go from there. All right. It was great meeting you. Thank you.